Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty. Welcome. Time to get started. Let me just see if I can move this over a little bit. Okay, got it. Okay, we're about to get started. Welcome. Giving everyone a second to get all logged in. I do want to say happy first birthday to my great niece Aspen, who turned 1 years old today. So happy birthday to her. And let's see, talking about my day. So today I went to the SNAP food stamp conference. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, shouldn't say food stamps anymore. Hey, Shamika, today I went to the SNAP um, conference, this payment accuracy conference. So it was really nice. It was really great. The presenters were very knowledgeable. The information that they gave us was very informative. Um, the breakfast was okay. I knew it would be kind of like continental breakfast, so I knew that it would kind of be more your donut, bagel, hey Donald type thing. So was satisfied with that. They even had coffee. They had hot chocolate. They had fruit, which I feel like was definitely an added treat. Um, they had all types of pastries. Now moving into lunch, right? So, I'm always thankful first and foremost, but my lunch, it was too much bread. So they gave us like those box sandwiches, and those box sandwiches can be really, really expensive, right? But you be thankful to have a free lunch. I'm pretty much always thankful with a free meal. But that was really a lot of bread. I do notice that a lot of people wasted those sandwiches. I forgot where they got them from, but I know that a lot of people wasted those sandwiches, which is never good, right? Um, so I know that's one thing that was not good. Like you got to get things people like to eat. Sometimes when people are out somewhere and you're spending that kind of money on a meal, you want a little bit more of a better choice than to just put my sandwich in here. So I'm more of a macaroni and cheese type person. Um, I'll also take, some turkey wings or something like that. And I know that probably would have made people sleepy. So I do know that's one of the reasons why they probably gave us certain food. So like energetic food, but then you could have just gave me a nice fresh salad because that would have had a lot of energy as well. But thankfully the conference was great. Shout out to DHS, all those persons who put it together to make us be great. I got to talk about customer service a little bit, which is my passionate. I am really, truly big on customer service. I think that we sometimes take jobs and we do know what it entails. However, when we get the job, we want to do something different. So that's why I'm here now, coming all the way from UDC. So that's why tea time had to start at 5:30 today instead of 5:11 to remove some of that anxiety as well as hiccups. So I was listening to, I'm a 104.1 person, right? But I was listening to, oh my gosh, I think I was listening to 95.5. I hope I ain't getting this wrong. But one of the things on 95.5 that stood out to me, it was a lady that they were talking about, and my system continues to freeze. I'm noticing that already. Let me see if I can take somebody off and if that'll help. Yeah, it's popping out. But I know that they talked about the average bottom for someone. I think it was like 15 inches. And they got to talking about this lady who her inches was much bigger than that. So average airplane seat and different tips, like sitting by someone who's much smaller. I don't want to share my seat with you because you didn't help me pay for it. But it was just funny that someone actually measured their bottoms before flying to know what they're expecting or if they need their seat moved up to first class, right? So we celebrated my brother's and my cousin's birthday on Saturday. And we gave them birthday shout out last week. But what we're talking about today is relationship deal breakers, right? So people sometimes call in. I know that they write the strawberry letters. I'm not sure if it's still called that. Hey Yanni, and they call in and they talk about right. So this person, because Wednesdays are relationship Wednesdays, right? So this person called in. It was a guy, and he stated that he has a girlfriend and they have been dating about 2 years. But he said recently, every time he tries to set up a date with the girlfriend, at the last minute she cancels, right? He said she doesn't like to be affectionate. They haven't had any sexual encounters in months. The deal, the number one thing that really made him believe that she was cheating is what? What would you all think that would have really made this man dates? They haven't had any sexual interaction. They haven't really been spending time together. But her response was, his response was, I'm sorry, because it was a guy. His response, the deal breaker could have been. Let me see. I have some more comments coming in. Hold on one second. And it keeps saying that. Let me try something else. I'm gonna try to use a different because I want to make sure y'all hear this very well. Personal housewives on. Try to see if this will work. And then I'm going to take this off because I can't see Mika's response. I don't know. Yanni said this is spam when it keeps coming and don't want to leave. But let me see. Go to notification settings. But I don't want to do that. It's freezing up here. Okay, so somebody's gonna have to share their chats with me. So now can you tell Yanni to share her chats with me because these things keep freezing up and it don't want to let me tell y'all this story about this man and this lady. I do want to see what my niece and sister have to say. Hey sis. Oh, thank you so much. This is the the outfit for the friends at UDC. So you gotta go in there looking like a boss, right? Yeah, you're gonna be with your other boss colleagues and giving someone else to look up. So we're talking about the man. I'll stop when the screen stops. Okay. So we're talking about a man who suspects that his woman's cheating. He said they haven't had sex in a while. He stated that they've not been spending time together. The volume off. And he shut it all the way off. Maybe I can do it on yours. Can I do it on yours? Log in. No, I already am. Oh, here it is. It's back on. It's back on. Okay, got it. We're gonna start using the Apple one next week, so hopefully things will be better. But so the deal breaker was, he said he was on girlfriend, and a naked man came walking out of her bathroom and waved at him on FaceTime. So he's on FaceTime before he believed his girlfriend. They've been together for years. A naked man comes walking out the bathroom, and not only did the naked man walk out, but he also waved at him. So he was asking the radio station, do you think this relationship is over? So I need to hear from you all right now today on TeaTyme. Male or female, this is your spouse. You all been together for a while, and a naked person comes out of that person's bathroom. Is that a deal breaker? Let's see. Hey, sis. Traffic definitely was a mess. Yes. Okay, so Donnie the goat. Um, yeah, that's the conclusion. Okay, so would that be a deal breaker for you? Would you be able to be understanding, like, hey, let me see if that's her cousin from college, her brother from out of town, or is that just a deal breaker for you? Heck yeah. Okay, so we got a heck yeah. Thank you, sis. We got a heck yeah. So what is a deal breaker? So you all are saying that that's a deal breaker for you, and I mean the people on the radio station clown this man so they couldn't clown. And on the radio station, it was I think it was like 3 men and 2 women, and they just laughed at him. They said, all type of stuff like, yeah, she's in college, all right. She's studying. And I mean, they just laugh, but like, is that a deal breaker? Like, and I know that sometimes in life, because of love and because some of us are extra forgiving, some people may have encountered something as such. It may not been that situation, right? Because we're sometimes like, oh, that couldn't be me, but there was something. So again, may not be that situation, but something similar. So with that being said, what is a deal breaker for you, right? What is a deal breaker that you don't think that you could deal with? I would love to say yes, but I know that's not realistic. We will argue and eventually talk about it, and it's not a real deal breaker. Okay, you are very, very open, and thank you for your honesty, because that's very important. Because again, some people may say, nah, that's a deal breaker for me, but and it may not be the same situation, but you've been able to get over it. Okay, so definitely have a forgiving spirit there. Regardless of how it is, that's the ultimate disrespect, especially as a man. Like, that is a side of you needing to leave. Okay, so Donna, you put in the fact, especially for a man, right? But my thing is should the role be equal, man or woman? Should it make a difference that, like, hey, if that happened to me and I'm a man, I'm leaving. But if it happened to a woman, maybe we should just cry for a little bit and then get back into it. So what we're done at this point. Let me give the system a second. They're coming out of your bathroom and they are exposed, comfortable with that person. So just jump. What is a relationship for you? Now, be mindful. It's easier to have deal breakers when it's new to the relationship or when it's new. However, when you've been with someone for some time, it's not that easy to give up on them. And sometimes people from the outside is quick on telling you what you should do and how you should do it and all of that good stuff. But it's not always that once you build things with these people. So say if this person is your husband or your wife, you all split a mortgage or rent, you split a car note, insurance, and you just kind of learn over time to kind of depend on each other, which makes this situation a little different. So while I'm out of free zone for a sec, please chat in the chat some things that are deal breakers for you. Let's see what we got here. Trust and communication is at the top of my list. Those are two big ones, trust and communication, right? Because you can have trust issues, and I've learned this with my own relationship. And sometimes it's you looking at other people's situations that's not as healthy. Or sometimes it's not just looking at people's situations that's not unhealthy, and it kind of like put thoughts into your head. So trust is important for me. And it may not have anything to do with something that person have done, but it's all process. So let's see what else we have. Um, I have seen people stay in relationships for way bigger stuff. So I don't believe the people on that show were keeping it 100. Right, right. And like I said, it was male based, so they kind of found it funny. Um, and I think that, let me give it a second. Okay. And I think that one part of it is the fact that some people are not as transparent with things. So I think that, like, because that person opened up and shared it, it made it like, oh, we laughing at this as opposed to situation will keep it all in, right? We'll kind of let it, nobody knows, so I ain't telling anybody, and we're going to get through it, right? Um, domestic violence, abuse, you hit me, it's over. Okay, so hitting me is, oh, okay. So you're not going to hit anybody either, though, right? Because we got to make sure that in order for nobody to hit you, you got to not hit anybody. And that's a valid point, because I know growing up, I always associated men being abusive was warranted by women, having a little bit of back talk or always having something to say. However, later down the line in life, and as I got older, I found that sometimes people it can be a passive woman who doesn't have hardly anything to say and still can be a victim of domestic violence, right? So anyone else, what is a deal breaker? I know most of, some people feel like, I don't know if I could forgive someone who's been with my mom or been with my daughter. But some people have gotten through those hurdles, right? So anyone else have anything else that would be a deal breaker for them in their relationship? And I mean, this man's girlfriend in the first place, like he was just imaginary, made domestic violence. Like, hey, that was real touchy, because you get some men that would have been on their way to her house, right? And that could have ended really bad, so maybe he's not aggressive, and she knows he's not aggressive, and that's why she had no issue with doing that. But because he sees that man in your house, he could be easily on his way, right? Easily on his way to deal with it. Is there anybody else, anything else that's a deal breaker? Because we've been through some things, right? But what was the ultimate thing that kind of like made you walk away? And it doesn't have to be you, because we definitely like to keep you anonymous if it's something that you want to share. But you can also text me, right, at 202-758-8941. You all know the number. If you had a relationship and you don't want to say it in front of all these people on the air, and you just want to send it to me and be anonymous, tell me something that was a deal breaker. Because, even though that man came out of her bathroom, they was not actually in a sexual act, because I've heard stories where people have forgiven people that they actually caught in a sexual state, right? So although that would assume that they were sexually involved, it doesn't really prove it, right? It doesn't really prove it. So what's your take on that? Anyone else, what is a deal breaker for you? Because like sometimes you get the guts like me, thinking you got all the answers, thinking that you can end something, but then as time go on, you get to looking at like, hey, ain't nobody better than this one. Hey, this person provides in all these different ways, whether they financially, whether your needs sexually, whether they meet your needs just in a companion way that you never had before. So it's easier to say, I'm done, it's over, and then we sometimes rekindle with the person, right? And we have a happy ending. Sometimes people learn their lessons, and then sometimes you spend a long time trying to prove that you've learned your lesson, right? So anyone else, we're going to be wrapping up in probably about another 5 to 7 minutes. I do want to say thank you all again for being patient with me, because I wasn't able to get on until 5:30. So thank you for extending your time, because we would have wrapped it up by now. So I am not going to take no more than about 5 minutes of your time, because I'm always thankful for you all joining in with me. My college boyfriend got his baby mama pregnant again. So that was just not one mistake, okay? While we were together, I was 20 years old and cute. He got this 20 years old, sis. Thank you for that 20-year-old and cute, right? Because sometimes we always are cute, right? So cute don't leave us, right? But we do get age, right? So when we get age, we get some gray hair, because my gray hair like to come out all the time. We sometimes gain some extra weight. We sometimes, don't look the same. Like we can't clap back like we used to 20 years ago and all those types of things. So do you all feel, because that's a really valid point, do you all feel that people are more eager to stay in a relationship because of age? Because that when we talked about staying because of sexual reasons or financial stability or togetherness, but could it just be, hey, we too old, I really don't want to start this dating over again. If I could just stay where I'm at now and make the best out of it. What is your take on that? Because we don't, they said they were together for about 2 years, right? Hey, sis, they said they were together for about 2 years. But what I'm trying to understand, what if it has been, longer, like 20 years? It is not easy to walk away from a 20-year relationship. Like, we have to be honest with ourselves sometime, right? Yes, it's going in and out. So I do recognize that it's going in and out. Host, because I think Mika, you are one of my sisters that haven't hosted yet. You sent your daughter daughter in your place. So, just being mindful of that. But is there anyone else, even if you're happily married now, right? And everything's perfect, there's no complaints. But is there anybody else that has something that like, wow, yes, a lot of older couples that marry in their 50s and 60s say they married so they wouldn't die. Right. And that's how I feel. Like I have, and y'all know me, like y'all been praying for me and kind of shifting with me and all this with like the relationship thing, with taking care of my mom, my children, my family, even down to my grandkids, even if it's not being that direct caregiver, but being involved. And truly, dating for me was truly at the back burner. If you said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing, then I was kind of out of it, right? But I always liked the free meal, right? So, and I went through a phase in life where you could take me out over and over again, as long as it was to some nice seafood places. I'll keep your company, you'll keep mine. But thank you, sis. My hair, I got it. I got it dyed last week again because it had turned orange, but I got it dyed last week, so it's back popping, right? But so you kind of when you get older, so I know that I'm in that place now because I felt like I could look to my friends and family for everything, that I didn't need anyone. But what I experienced with this relationship here, it shows me what I need. Like it makes me want to tone it down a little bit, because he tells me all the time, can't tell me nothing. You always got to check behind somebody, all the type of things that he's constantly saying to me. And hopefully one day he'll be ready to host the show. But he tells me all these things, and I've heard him before, and a lot of things that he said to me, people has told me over and over. And I know one of the things that he'll tell me all the time when I'm being overly dominant is only one of us can be the man. I ain't dating a man, and there's another little saying that I got to get from him and tell him what it is so I can share with y'all. But he'd be like, the kitty ever wanted to back down because I feel like I never had no reason to back down. But when you find genuine love, when you find someone you can trust, someone that helps you build on your imperfections, you tend to allow them to lead. So, men, with that being said, even some of the most aggressive, most dominant women will allow them to love you enough to be patient with you, because a woman will submit. Right? She definitely will. It just takes a little time. We do things a little differently, right? So again, we got about 2 more minutes and then we'll be all ready to wrap up. We're getting into our fall season tomorrow. Fall tomorrow. It's fall tomorrow. I got to check the schedule, but I know fall is coming. So we have to get ready. We got to get ready right away. So if no one have anything else, we're going to get ready to wrap up tea time. But I thought that was a very hilarious topic. Um, if you all would like to host or a topic, if you all would like to host or think of a topic there, any topic that you want to share, please let me know. I can put it on the calendar so that we can make sure we have something that each of you all can benefit from. So, yep, it's tomorrow. Okay, thank you, sis. It's tomorrow, right? So I guess got my fall clothes on and stuff, right? So I was getting ready like fall eve. And anything else, I'm supposed to be hooking up with my sisters for fellowship. I am. I will let you know. So, okay, got you. Okay, I'm looking forward to hooking up with my sisters on Saturdays. We did have a brief connection, but by passing, because some of us was at different events at Diamond's house celebrating her husband. But we haven't gotten together as sisters in some time now. So definitely looking forward to that. I was really blessed with a treat today to be with my work sisters today at the conference. I didn't let them out my sight. We was able to have lunch together. So that was definitely a treat. We took a picture and I posted it of us. And because my work sisters, like they were there, like I laugh all the time because at that agency, some people felt one way about me or not, but I'm telling you, the support that was in my corner, how you hear people say A1, day one, those two ladies have been in my corner from day one, right? From day one. And there's a lot of other people that I think that helped me get where I am. But I mean, just them accepting me right where I was before I even knew what I had inside of me. And I will always be so thankful and the best sister to them forever. So if we don't have anything else, it's time to get ready to wrap up tea time. I was not that satisfied with my lunch today, so I am going out to have me something to eat. As soon as I log off with you all, then go check on my mommy. She had some fluid buildup, had to go from, but she's better now. Definitely continuing to keep her in prayer. So as always, thank you all so much for sipping with us. Thank you so much for sipping with a sister, and I will see you all again next week.